Welcome to the Raider Sports Network. My name is Sam Sturng along with Ryan Tierney, and we're excited to be back with you, doing a little JV action here, Luke Kellogg Stadium, and we're excited to be with you. This is Zach Samuels in the right corner, throwing to Kyle, he gets it. Zach Samuels in the right corner, gets it back. Kyle McDonald up top. Alonzo Paul waiting for the play. Very smart point guard, 5'11". Kyle McDonald to Ben Gelfand, great power forward, junior, and he turns it over.
Overland up the court. Passes it out to number 5, who drives and is fouled.
That's going to be a foul on the Raiders.
And number 5 will be shooting 2 at the line. Off the back of the rim for the first shot. The score remains 0-0 with 6:56 left in the first quarter. And he sinks the second, making the score 1-0 Overland. Alonzo Paul up the court. Motion. To the front. Passes it to number 3. To number 22, Ben Gelfand. Misses the shot. And the second chance point is not converted. Lysell passing to number 5. Passing around the 3-point line. Pass to Elias. Most fadeaway is off. And the score remains 1-0 Overland. Alonzo Paul up the court, drives right. Passes it out. Pass was intended for Tavion Wilsey, excuse me. But the Raiders do turn it over. Pass along the outside, number 3 with the Euro step is blocked. And Overland will recover. Open 3, and it is good for Overland, making the score 4-0. Alonzo Paul up the court, drives, passes it out. 3-point shot is off. Lysell rebounds for Overland. Bringing it up the court. Motion on the outside. A lot of good movement by Overland here early in the first quarter. Beautiful, beautiful layup. Left side for number 24. Making the score 6-0 Overland. Tavion goes down. And it's Kyle Sandler who goes up for the shot and is fouled. In comes number 4, Andrew Lycum for the Raiders. And Ben Gelfand leaves the court for the Raiders. The ball passes it out. It's a foul on Elias Hill of Overland. The Raiders will once again have the ball.
Elias Hill, former Raider, 6'4", and that's a steal for Overland.
Bringing it up
Coming
the
in
court.
hot. Looks like it could be an offensive foul. Looks like he was in the restricted area, and that's going to be an and 1 for Overland. Great take to the rim.
That was a really, really solid, aggressive drive to the rim. Something that we haven't really seen from the Raiders yet, as the score is 8-0 currently. We'll have one shot at the line. It is good.
And it looks like Tavion Wilsey's going to come out of the game. Son of Coach Wilsey, the freshman coach at Regis. That's going to be a timeout for Regis. And we're going to take a quick timeout here on the Raider Sports Network. Sam Stern, Ryan Tierney will be back with you. Thank you.
And this is Ryan Tierney back on with the Raider Sports Network. Score is currently 9-0 Overland over Regis for JV basketball. Raiders dishing the ball up out on the wing, and they lose it for a second. Lonzo Paul dishing it to number 2, John Callahan. And Kyle Sandler with a missed 3 right there. Overland takes the ball. Mid-range jumper. Left side is good for Overland. Scores 11-0. Lonzo Paul bringing it up the court. Raiders once again staying past the three-point line. I haven't seen too much action in the paint for the Raiders as they turn the ball over once again. Elias Hill is blocked by number 20, Kyle Sandler. Excellent reaction to that fast break. And the Raiders will take the ball again. Sandler passes to Paul. Bring it up. Calls for motion up the court. Drive center. Floater is off out of the back of the rim. And Overland will take the ball again. Bringing it up the court is number 5, dishes it. Left 3 into the paint. Alonzo Paul with the steal. Up the court. Dishes it out. Mid-range J is good from number 4, Andrew Lycum. Number 2, bring it up the court. Open 3 for Overland. Alonzo Paul bringing it up once again. Follows through and is just off on the layup. Overland puts up a floater, but it was ruled a travel by the officials, so the Raiders will once again have the ball. 2 minutes 50 seconds, 2 minutes 51 seconds left in the quarter. 11-2, Overland is up over the Raiders. Paul bringing it up. Paul's listed as 5'7". He has really excellent court vision. From what we've seen so far this season, really excellent distributor. As I said, excellent court vision, knowing where his teammates are, knowing where they need to be to make the play. So far, overall though, the Raiders have not been performing as hot as their coach, Jeff Gagos, probably would like. Dishing it out. Lots of movement by the Raiders. Paul puts up a 3, and it's an air ball. And with 1 minute 55 seconds left in the quarter, Raiders have not had much success shooting, making only 1 of their 10 shots. Number 5 goes up, it's fouled on the shot, and he will be and Overland will get the ball underneath the basket. Motion by Overland, dishing it to number 5. Turn around. Goes up. Double team by the Raiders. And it is stolen by John Callahan, who brings it up the court. It's tipped away, and the ball goes out of bounds. Raiders will detain the ball under the basket. Tavian Wilsey dishes it out to Callahan, who in turn dishes it to Sandler. Raiders, a lot of movement outside of the three-point line. Seeing a lot of that today. Sandler drives in, gets it knocked away, and the Raiders will retain the ball once again. Wilsey dishes to Sandler. Wilsey, mid-range jumper is good. Excellent shot by Wilsey, and it scores 11-4. Overland is still up. Movement by Overland. Three is way off, but Overland will keep the ball till it is stolen by John Callahan, bringing it up to the floor. Drives right, tries to dish it to number 10, R.J. Kenna, but that pass is broken up. The Raiders will still retain the ball, however. Wilsey looking for a man, passes to Callahan, keeps it outside. Sandler dishes it to Kenna. Sandler, Callahan, corner three. It's just off. And Overland bringing up the court again with 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Eight seconds left. Number 2 drives right. Draws the foul. And Overland draws a foul. The clock is stopped at 4 seconds left. And Overland will have it under the basket. 4 seconds to get their shot up. Just to number 15 and number 2. 1 second. Another foul is drawn. Excuse me. That was a travel on Overland. And the Raiders will have it. The back with 1 second remaining. Sandler dishes it to Gelfin, who holds it. And that will conclude the first quarter of the game. The Regis Jesuit Raiders 4, Overland 11. And we'll take a quick break right here on the Raiders Sports Network. This is Ryan Tierney, heading off the air just briefly. Stay tuned, however, for the next 3 quarters of play. And we are back. The score 4 for the Raiders and 11 for Overland. Raiders are down by 7 points. A little bit of a shaky start in the first quarter. Shooting very dismal 15% now the first quarter. Hopefully we can see them make something happen. Gelfin has it. The half court. Wilsey Stumbles with it a little, brings it up the court. Sandler passes to Callahan. Raiders keeping it outside the three-point line today. Hasn't served them terribly well as Callahan is blocked by number 13, Overland. The Raiders still maintain it under the basket, but no points or free throws from that. Sandler with a shot, and it is good after rolling around the rim, and that is 11-6 Overland. Raiders start off 1 of 2 for shooting with that blocked shot from Callahan. Overland turns it over. Raiders have the ball again. We'll see. Dishes to Kana. Van Gelfand up inside. Puts it in. Excellent effort in the paint by Ben Gelfand. That makes it 11-8 Raiders. Overland answers back with a quick drive into the paint. As Wilsey dishes it to Sandler for the missed three. Overland bringing it up the court once again. Slows it down. Number 13 signaling for a screen. Dishes it to number 3 near the top of the key. Goes out of bounds, and the Raiders will take the ball. .6:31 left to play here. Raiders having a little bit of a better performance, scoring a quick 4 points to Overland's 2 to start off the second quarter, excuse me. Gelfand, guard by number 13. Lonzo Paul at the top, he drives in, tosses it up, and banks it high off the glass, making it 10-13. Overland still up over the Raiders, but the Raiders currently outscoring Overland 6-2 to start off this second quarter. Elias dishes it to number 15 and number 3 on the left wing. Back to Hill. Just off from the free throw distance. Jump ball. And it'll be Overland's ball underneath of the basket. This is it to number 13. Drive left out to Hill. The mid-range jumper, which is off. Raiders bringing it up the court. 5:30 left to play. Lonzo Paul slows it down a little. Dishes it to Gelfand. And the shot is off. Overland up the floor. Number 13 drives to the paint, almost has the bucket, but he is fouled. So the he commits a foul. The Raiders will have the ball. Paul bringing it up the court. Looking for motion, passes it to Garzadeh. The 3 is off, and Elias Hill grabs the rebound. Overland bringing up the court, passes it to Hill. A lot of movement by Overland right here. Number 5 hesitates, dishes it to Hill. Drives right, layup is good. 15-10, Overland. 4:30 left to play. Paul drives right, dishes it out. Pass was intended for Kana, but the Raiders turn over the ball, and timeout is called by the Raiders. 4:27 left to play. 15-10, Overland. Regis coach, Jeff Gallegos, giving his team a pep talk right now. So far, we've seen a lot of action, a lot of ball movement from the Raiders, but still lagging down behind by 5. Personally, what I'd like to see is for the Raiders to take it into the paint a little more. Overland has had an excellent presence in the paint so far, with guys like Hill taking it in. We had a and one attempt earlier by Overland, getting into the paint, getting those high percentage layups, or if not, just drawing those fouls to get them to the free throw line. Raiders have not taken a single free throw to start off this game as Overland brings up the ball. 4:20 left to play. Number 3. This is it out. Then the Raiders break it up. Overland recovers. Number 5 has the ball. Goes right through the legs of Elias Hill and out of bounds. The Raiders will take the ball. Lonzo Paul taking up the court, calling to his teammates. Coach Jeff Gallegos saying, get the ball moving, telling his team to distribute. Telling them to go up higher. Kyle Sandler to Alonzo Paul. Alonzo Paul drives left, dishes it to Gelfand, loses it, knocked out, but the Raiders will retain the ball. Sandler takes the ball into, we got Kargarzadeh driving in. Pass out to Kana. Sandler. Kargarzadeh. Mid-range jumper. Pull up. It's off, and Elias Hill rebounds. Overland moving it up the court. Pass it, and it's blocked by Kyle Sandler. Excellent defensive effort by the Raiders, stopping that fast break. They will have the ball. Go forward. Lonzo Paul, once again moving up the court. He's been in for almost the entire game so far. Doing a pretty good job of distributing the ball, but sadly the score, Raiders are still down. High floater way up in the air for Alonzo Paul. Not the best type of shot right there. Down by 5, but nevertheless. Overland calls a timeout. Full timeout for Overland. The score is 15-10. Overland is up over the Regis Jesuit Raiders for JV basketball here on this lovely Saturday afternoon. 2:46 left to play. We're going to take a short break here at the Raider Sports Network. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a few minutes. Back quickly. Lose the ball, and Alonzo Paul up for the fast break. Takes it up, banks it off, and the shot is off. Raiders retain the ball, however. Outside, Kyle Sandler with a 3 off the back of the rim. Paul pressing up on number 5 of Overland. 3, top of the key, number 3 of Overland. It is good, making the score 18-10. Overland with 1:56 left to play in the second quarter. As Paul drives up, fakes, passes out to Kanaa, who throws up a brick from the three-point line. Raiders have been taking a lot of threes. 40% of their shots have been threes so far. However, they have not made a single three so far. And Gelfin fouled by number 24 as he dishes it out. Overland subs in 2 players. 1:30 left to play. Second quarter. Raiders have it underneath the basket. Paul passes to Lycum, who in turn passes. Kanaa passes to Paul. Looking for an open look. Sandler is stuffed but fouled in the act of shooting, and he will be taking 2 shots at the line. These are the first free throws attempted by the Raiders so far this game. First free throw is good. 18-11. Overland. Kyle Sandler, 6'3", freshman, new to the Raiders. And Regis subs in. Dylan Kargarzadeh gets checked in for the first time this season. Sandler bringing it up. Lonzo Paul dishes it up, and John Callahan loses it at the other end. Not a terribly good turn of events for the Raiders. However, Sandler did get 2 good free throws off for the Raiders. Number 13, shot from the wing, and it is good. 20-12. Overland is up over the Raiders with 40 seconds left. Paul drives in the center. A little bit of a jelly, but he misses the layup. Overland bringing it up across the court. 13 looks. Open 3. Bounces up. A foul over the back for number 10 of Overland. Raiders will get the ball. Tavian Wilsey subbed in for the Raiders. 24.9 seconds left to play in the first half. Paul hesitates. Looking, crosses. Dishes out, Sandler for the 3. It is off. Dishes it up, and it's airballed by John Callahan at the buzzer. Score currently 20-12. Overland up over the Regis Raiders. We'll be back soon with second half of JV basketball play. I'm Ryan Tierney with the Regis Sports Network and the Regis Jesuit Sports Analytics Club, bringing you live action. Stay tuned. And we are back on the Raiders Sports Network. This is Ryan Tierney of RJ Media and Regis Jesuit Sports Analytics Club, bringing you back to Regis Jesuit versus Overland JV basketball. Score is currently 20-12 going into the second half. Overland is up over Regis. And Raiders take the ball after it's knocked out of bounds from Elias Hill. Alonzo Paul bringing it up the court. Alonzo Paul playing point guard for nearly the entirety of this game. Really gotten a lot of playing time tonight. We'll see. Pass to Samuels. And Overland regains possession after a missed shot. Screen. Jab step. Number 3, passing to number 24. Elias Hill in the corner. Passing up. Overland loses it briefly, but regains possession. And pass it up. Ball goes out of bounds, and the Raiders will gain possession. 6:56 left in the third quarter. Alonzo Paul bringing it up. Slowly crosses the line. Backs it up. Sandler going up for a screen. Dishes to Zach Samuels. Misses with a 3. And Overland regains possession to go up the court. A lot of good movement by Overland. Elias Hill from the post, passes out to number 3. Takes the open 3. And it's 23-12. Overland over the Raiders. Alonzo Paul pulls up with a mid-range jumper and is off. Overland bringing it up again. Give and go, excuse me. Nice weave going right here to Overland. And number 5 loses the ball as he's doing a spin move. And the Raiders take the ball. All right. Tavian Wilsey going through. Zach Samuels bringing it up the court. And in a second, we're going to welcome Chalmers Powell of RJ Media. How's it going, Chalmers?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. I could say the same for the score of this game, however. Raiders have been shooting pretty poorly, well under 30% so far in the game. You've been watching. What do you think?
I think right now they need to up their rebound game a lot, as well as get on their shooting game. I mean, watch as Zach Samuels passes to Ben. He's going to put it up.
Oh,
that one went
goes
in.
in. Raiders definitely needed those points there after the made 3. After the made 3 by Overland. That was an excellent pass by Ben Gallivan. Excellent court vision to get that relatively high percentage shot. But one of the things we've really been seeing from the Raiders is threes. A lot of threes have been attempted by the Raiders.
I think really trailing 23-14, they need to just start trying to get points, not get the threes, and just really focus on getting the 2-pointers.
Yeah, absolutely. Raiders, as I said, they've taken a lot of threes so far this game. They haven't made a single one so far. So really switching over to points in the paint where they can take high percentage shots with those layups or draw the foul and get to the line, or both, making getting an and one.
Yeah, indeed.
So Overland with the ball. Raiders doing a press in the second half. Elias Hill with an almost uncontested layup. That press did not work terribly well for the Raiders. And Gelfin up inside, it gets blocked. With Zach Samuels back, takes a shot. It goes out of bounds, and Overland will take the ball.
Kyle, the 6'3" freshman, doing a great job, but that could have been rebounded and not slapped out of bounds. Go up for the layup. It's going to be good. Watch as number 3, Tivian will see passes to John Callahan. Back to Tavian Willisey. Down low. It's going to be a jump ball. Giving it to Overland.
Not too much action so far. Second half so far with the Raiders.
Make sure you tune in for the varsity game later tonight. We'll have that game live as well.
Yeah, once again, Regis Jesuit versus Overland. This time the varsity game should be very exciting. First home game of the season for the Raiders.
Especially against a really good team, and the two schools have had a little bit of a confrontational history in the past, so
yeah, big
hopefully a
rivalry
great
here.
turnout.
Yeah,
And
students are expected to turn out for this game. Hopefully, the Raiders will have a good.
Andrew Leekman with the shot. It's going to be shooting foul, giving Regis 2 extra points.
Yeah, the Raiders will have another opportunity here at the line. 2 opportunities, actually. These are the 3rd and 4th free throw attempts. As Lycum sinks the first. As I said, the 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game for the Raiders. So far, they've shot 3 of 3 from the line, 100%. It's 29 to 15, Overland. Lycum sinks the second, making it 29 to 16, reducing the deficit to 13 points for the Raiders. "13 drives up."
RJ
Raiders
Keenan.
trying to take the charge there, but he floats it in. Sinks the 2.
RJ Keenan at the top. Looks to Kyle. Slander to Alonzo Paul. Alonzo Paul's going to drop.
Keeps
He's
it
going to
alive.
get back up. Alonzo Paul, a smaller player, but he has great ball skills. Although right there he dribbles it into a player's
Yeah,
foot.
you're absolutely right. He's had a few turnovers so far in this game, some missed shots, but he's been in for nearly an entire game, and it really shows how much Coach Jeff Gallegos trusts him with facilitating plays, distributing the ball, really valuable skills for a point guard.
Especially because he's 5'7", the shortest player on the junior varsity team.
And in fact,
It's great to see him as a point guard and as such a young player as well. We also have a really young team, JV. It consists of all sophomores and freshmen except a couple juniors.
yeah, Dylan Kargarzadeh and Ben Gelfin are the only juniors on the JV team, JV roster at least this year. So a lot of fresh blood for the Raiders. In fact, they have 4 freshmen on the JV team, so guys who are new to the school, let alone new to the team. And within the next week, they'll be continuing their freshman experience at Freshman Retreat.
Yep.
So all freshman Raiders go on. Hopefully, it'll be a great experience for them, as it is a really memorable experience for a lot of the Raiders. Timeout is over. Overland has the ball. Elias Hill passes.
Zero's gonna take it up. He's gonna drive down the court. It's gonna be blocked by RJ. RJ's gonna come up the court and is gonna get fouled.
No, RJ Kana on the spin move gets fouled on a reach in. So Raiders will still maintain the ball. Kana, ball passes
RJ
to John Callahan.
Driving up the court, pass to Alonzo Paul. He's
And
gonna sink it for a 3.
Excellent. Oh,
Was that a 3
that
or
was
is
a
that
three.
oh, okay.
That was a mid-range 2 from the wing.
Oh,
but
okay. From my angle, I can't really see the
Yeah.
end of the.
Yeah. Don't worry about it, Chalmers. Nonetheless, some points on the board for the Raiders. We really need that, not only for just putting points on the board, but really get some momentum. The Raiders, they haven't made 2 consecutive shots yet this entire game. Like, where they've taken a shot, made it, and then taken another shot and made it. It's been interspersed with.
Alonzo Paul's gonna take it up the court. It's gonna drop a layup.
There we go. And just as I was saying, we didn't have 2 consecutive shots.
There we go.
2 consecutive shots. Excellent layup by Alonzo Paul. Taking the contact, too. High off the glass is off for Overland. Dishes it up to Alonzo Paul.
Alonzo
Once
Paul again.
with high off the glass.
Another
with a
one.
layup. 6 points for Alonzo Paul in the past 30 seconds. Excellent job. Number 1, maintaining his composure through the contact, and he tips the ball. Number 13. Oh, high layup for Overland. Bring the score up 22-33.
45 seconds left in the third quarter. John Callahan up top. It's gonna pass to Overland.
Gets lost. Elias Hill driving up. Overland keeping outside the 3.
Just gonna hold on to the ball would be a smart play right now and just
Resetting their offense. Overland's been doing a little bit of a weave throughout the time here. Elias Hill, corner 3, and he sinks it with 12 seconds left to play. Raiders moving up. Alonzo Paul. 4 seconds. Takes
Alonzo
the
Paul
3, and
up
it's
for the
blocked.
3. It's gonna get blocked.
Tough end to the third quarter there with that block for the Raiders. 22-36. Overland up over the Regis Raiders. Well, up next is the fourth quarter. The Raiders have a quick bit of rest, and we'll be just taking a fast break here on the Raiders Sports Network. I'm Ryan Tierney.
I'm Chalmers Powell. We'll be back in a quick minute.
Stay tuned. And we are back for more JV basketball action here on the Raider Sports Network. I'm Ryan Tierney.
Alonzo Paul is going to take it up the court. He's going to pass to Tivian Wilsey. He's going to pass back to Alonzo. Pass to been Guilford to RJ. Just moving the ball around up top
Ben Gelfin saves it, drives.
to RJ. Then to Andrew.
Ben Gelfin underneath, grabs the ball.
Things
And it
getting
will
a
be
little heated on the court.
Overland's ball. Not necessarily. I mean, this has been it's actually been a really solid game so far.
Not too much action, and the
Nice competition between the two teams. Raiders are behind by 14 points right now. They had a
you know, Ryan, that's not that big of a deficit to come back by with 7 minutes left in the game.
yeah.
I think seeing how Alonzo and Ben, as well as RJ, performed in the last quarter, I think they could really come back here.
Yeah, and when Sean was just referencing Alonzo, we're talking about that quick six-point burst from the point guard and just the energy of the team in general. As Alonzo Paul steals the ball with a fast break, drives it up, passes to Wilsey, tries to complete the layup. They fail to convert. Overland back across the court. Overland calls a timeout to reset. As you said, Chalmers, yeah, the Raiders had a really excellent end to the third quarter. However, it was kind of, their momentum was stifled a little bit towards the end with that made three by Elias Hill of Overland. And then, of course, the buzzer beater block of Alonzo. So
Yep.
hopefully they can regain some of that momentum they had earlier in the third quarter and use it to convert.
And I think we need to look at Zach Samuels, Alonzo Paul, as you were saying, RJ and Ben, and those three or four, excuse me, I think are really gonna perform and
Yeah.
put the points on the ball.
And
on the
another
board.
guy who's been doing an excellent job of putting up those points is Kyle Sandler, one of the freshmen on the team. He's been doing a really excellent job of playing his role as a big man. He's 6'3".
And he's
ninth
only a
grade.
freshman too. I mean,
Yeah, so he is a big man on this court. But we've been seeing him posting up, but also really, I think more importantly, doing an excellent job of being a presence in the screen. Really allowing Alonzo to get the motion, get more motion.
he's also
play.
been doing a great job. RJ and Kyle have been doing a great job on defense as well. As you watch RJ put the ball in for Alonzo. It's gonna be a travel on Tivian Wilsey for RJ, and Overland's going to take it.
RJ having the full court press as we get into crunch time. Overland slowing it down, dishing it along the outside. They lose it, and the Raiders get the ball. Alonzo Paul slowing it down just a little bit, resetting.
Paul passes to Kean. And Ben. It's going to be open court. It's going to be open layup. And
Not a terribly good turn of events there for the Raiders.
no, I don't think, besides keeping the ball on our side of the court, we couldn't really do much to prevent that.
Well,
I mean, Ben was knocked down, and
yeah,
and Alonzo, he is fast, but he's
Yeah.
not that fast.
just allowed Elias Hill, Overland to get that layup. But here we have Ben Gelfin on the line for the 5th and 6th free throw attempts for the Raiders. Nice clean make. Raiders shooting 100% from the free throw line, which is a good thing for the Raiders. But once again, overall, Score is 38-23. Overland up over the Raiders. Gelfand making his second free throw. 24-38. And number 10 of Overland making an excellent driving layup. Just laying it in. High up. And the Raiders making the mid-range J.
It's going to be a timeout for Regis.
5:27 left to play. 40-26. Overland is up over the Raiders. And I think it's safe to say, Chalmers, that we're approaching crunch time for the Raiders. 14 points behind. And they've been playing, they've really stepped up to playing in the second half, the first half.
Yeah,
but
indeed.
we really need some conversions pretty soon. Because sooner or later, there's just not going to be enough time left in the game to make things happen.
5 minutes left to play, like you said, and in the first half, they were severely lacking points on the board. In the third quarter, they really came back with Alonzo Paul with that 6-point burst right there, and I think we need a lot more of those if we want to win this game.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a subject in the pep talk that Coach Gallegos just gave his team. Overland getting set. Raiders once again with a full court press. A double teamed full court press.
Alonzo Paul's going to take it up. 1-on-1. He's going to get fouled. And 2.
Yeah, Alonzo Paul drawing the contact there. He couldn't convert on the layup, but drawing the contact, getting to the line. Raiders shooting really well from the free throw line today. So it's good for the Raiders. You have Alonzo Paul missing his first free throw. Pops it up. And he makes a second. Making the score 40-27. Overland up over the Raiders. Excellent job
Pass
by Sandler with a steal, and Alonzo Paul converts with a layup. Great job. That cuts the deficit to just 11 for the Raiders. Really good.
4 minutes left to play. Double teaming, full court press. Just 1-on-1. And Ben's going to block
Ben
that.
Gelfand
and it's
blocks
inbounds
it and retains the
Vivian.
ball.
To RJ. Back to Ben. Up top is jump ball for Regis.
Raiders will attain the ball. Feel a little more energy right now after that turn event. Really excellent on that steal and that last point by the Raiders. Excellent defensive awareness by Sandler. And then being able to dish it to Paul further down in the court to convert with that layup.
Paul going to take it up the court past the Zach Samuels for the 3. He's going to hit the rim and not go in. As we were saying, Kyle
doing an excellent job defensively.
Sandler with great defense. Full press there with 4 minutes left in the game.
Getting the steal again. Doesn't
and then
convert on the layup,
foul too.
but 2 shots coming up here for the Raiders.
+1.
Sandler makes his
Kyle
first free
Sandler.
throw. Deficit is just 10. We'll see if we can cut it down to single digits for the Raiders on this next free throw attempt. Beautiful make.
+2, only trailing by 9 points. 10 to win. Full court press again.
Overland doing a good job of moving it
RJ.
despite this press.
They really are, aren't they?
Elias Hill laying it up, grabs his own rebound. It's swatted around,
It's gonna be Regis'
and the Raiders
ball.
gain possession as it goes out of bounds.
Lonzo Paul dribbling up the court. Tivian Willisey. Zach Samuels is gonna fight for the ball. It's gonna go out of bounds. It's gonna be Overland ball. RJ and Ben in for Zach. Pass to Alonzo Paul, up to Kyle. He's gonna put it in. This double team is really, this double team for on Overland, it's really pressing them hard, and you can tell by their inability to get the ball downfield.
Absolutely. I think we need to give a lot of credit right now to Kyle Sandler.
Yeah, for sure.
Really?
His full court press a couple 30 seconds ago was unbelievable. Getting the steal, drawing the foul, and then making the two free throws.
Yeah, and just in general, we've got 3:28 left. Kyle's maintaining his composure, and he's able to get that steal and make that layup and stay calm. As we get into the crunch time, the Raiders being down by 7, they can potentially turn this game around, and we will see as Overland has the ball. It's tipped by the
Ben's
Raiders.
gonna
Ben
take the
Gelfand
ball.
passes it
Pass to RJ, and that's gonna be a
over the back foul on Overland. And that will give the Raiders the ball underneath the basket.
I don't know. I think that could have been a shooting foul. He looked like he was about to shoot it.
That's a reach-in foul by Elias Hill. And that will give the Raiders 2 shots. Kyle Sandler, he's 100% from the free throw line so far tonight.
Let's see if he can
Raiders earn
continue
bonus.
that streak. 3.
Raiders are in a good spot right now when it comes to fouls. Overland's had 7 fouls so far in the half. The Raiders have
And
had
he
4.
makes that one too. Continues his 100% streak.
Sit to Hill. Raider press doing an excellent job. Raiders getting called on a blocking foul right there. But their press has really served them well.
Kyle Sandler not happy about these calls, thinking they're jump balls. Game's getting a little more physical as Overland. Coach Jeff Gallegos getting fired up on the sideline.
As Overland
Regis trailing only 5 points.
Overland
3
gets called.
minutes left in the game. Definitely doable.
Yeah, Overland gets called with a travel. Raiders have it underneath the basket. Lonzo Paul looking for it before it dishes out. Lonzo Paul, Zach Samuels, Kyle Saylor.
with the 3.
It's
Not
off.
gonna go in. Alonzo Paul up on the 3. That's
And
good.
it's a beautiful shot.
And it's good.
Win with 2 minutes and 47 seconds left. The Raiders are behind by 2 points.
The crowd is going wild.
Excellent rally here by the Raiders so far. Maintaining their composure. Lonzo Paul, way to maintain. He did an excellent job maintaining his composure on that open 3. That is a blocking foul on the Raiders. And now Overland's in bonus, so they will take 2 shots from the line. Not good for the Raiders.
Not what we want here.
Number 13 makes his first free throw.
You can really see how Overland's composure.
You know, Overland
here.
doing a very unconventional.
Their composure's really lacking as Regis is coming back. Alonzo Paul gonna pass to Andrew Lincoln.
Well, I don't know if I'd be quick to say that. This is a really competitive game right now. Raiders have been trailing from the get-go. Now we have a basketball game on our hands. Really good to see both teams competing.
Zach
well,
Samuels
competing
with
fairly.
the layup, not tying the game up. Trailing by 1 basket. Alonzo Paul gets the.
Yes. Kyle Sandler with the putback. The second chance points ties the Raiders 42-42 with Overland.
The crowd is fired up. The Rowdies fired up. The varsity players are fired up.
And
the entire gym is electric.
And there's a timeout called by Overland with 1 minute and 55 seconds left. 42-42, Regis and Overland JV. Both teams are in bonus, which means that if they commit a foul, the other team will get 2 free throws. So that kind of adds another layer of intensity to these last 2 minutes of play. The crowd is much louder now. There are much more people in the crowd now.
They've definitely woken up, and the crowd has increased for the varsity game.
Varsity players.
The entire Rowdy bench is here.
Varsity players ready to warm up, but also cheering on their JV teammates as the Raiders take the ball under the basket. Excuse me. Overland will take it under the basket. There's a little confusion there between the teammates and the officials. Raiders continuing with their full court press. Overland keeping it outside. Number 0 dishes to number 13. Guarded by Kyle Sandler, has been on fire defensively
put it up
today.
For 3.
Elias Hill misses the 3. Kyle Sandler
Pass
with the
to
rebound.
Alonzo Paul. Alonzo's going to take it up the court. Hopefully he's going to take his time. Pass to Kyle unexpecting the ball. RJ up top. He's going to pass to Tavian.
Kyle Sandler
Back
with
to
the ball.
Kyle. RJ, ball up top to Alonzo.
Good ball
Back
movement
to
here by the
RJ.
Raiders. Looking
Great
for
movement.
a shot.
Wasted 55 seconds so far. Doing a great job. Alonzo Paul.
Just inside the three-point line. Misses it. Kyle Sandler dishes it to Ben Gelfin. Gets blocked by Elias
And
Hill,
Ben's going to get fouled.
but fouled.
This is one of the most entertaining games I've seen in a while.
Yeah. Chalmers and I are stepping over each other. It's just so exciting. Watching this game, watching the Raiders with 50.9 seconds left. Really just regain their fire, light the fire under this team. And Ben Gelfin, a junior, classmate of mine, on the line shooting 2. He drills his first free throw, and the Raiders
We take the lead for the first time in this game.
Yes, sir.
Now we just have to waste time. Ben needs to make the second free throw.
Well, I'm sure that the players and
Oh,
Ben missing the second free throw. Overland getting the ball. Defense is key right now.
keeping that full court press, but not double teaming, I think is going to be impertinent.
Yeah,
Double teaming is going to open up a player for a pass.
that's one of the disadvantages of that press system.
Up at top, the ball's at the top.
Overland.
Alonzo Paul with
Oh.
the pressure. It's going to drive. It's going to be.
He knocks down 2 players. Draws the
They're going to
foul.
call that a block on RJ.
Draws the foul. I thought his feet were planted, but
Yeah, I thought that was
What the-
definitely a charge.
we'll let the officials make that ruling. But once again, to the free throw line, the fate of this game goes. For 13, makes his first free throw.
Tied up again.
Subs are in.
Andrew and Zach in the game.
Ben Gelfin is out. Number 13, 36.5 left. Makes the second free throw, and Overland retakes the lead with 1 point. And here comes Alonzo Paul. Drives left.
Oh, breaks his
This is
ankles
it,
there.
Kyle Sandler. Drives it to the left, into the paint.
It's going to be a draw shooting foul. Free throws for Kyle Sandler.
I thought he was going to make it. It was a
I
very,
thought that was going to be an and one.
very close, rolling off the rim. But Kyle Sandler has the opportunity to either tie, as he just did, ties the game. Kyle Sandler. And now, 44-44, with 25.2 seconds left. A 1-possession game. Kyle Sandler drills the second free throw, and the Regis Jesuit Raiders regain the lead.
No words, really.
No words.
This JV team has outperformed my expectations.
Yeah, they've definitely come alive here, not just in the second half, but in the fourth quarter. And now, defense is the name of the game. And the
Kyle.
Raiders, Kyle Sandler,
Kyle Sandler,
an excellent defensive player the entire game, steals the ball.
and it's going to be fouled too.
With 11.2 seconds remaining. Overland fouls to stop the clock.
But gives Kyle, he's been shooting 100% so far. I don't know why they would do that there.
Well, stop the clock, but he is going to the free throw line now.
And Overland is out of timeouts as Kyle Sandler takes
Sandler
free
makes
throw.
his first free throw. If he makes the second free throw, the game will be out of reach for a 2. Overland has one option, make a 3. And then it will take a timeout. And the have 11.2 seconds remaining, but I think regardless of what happens in the next 11 seconds, I think we can both agree, Chalmers, that at least for the Raiders, our player of the game is going to be Kyle Sandler.
Without a doubt, he's been playing great defensively as well as his shooting game has been above par.
I think Alonzo Paul has been doing an excellent job as well, but I think just in terms of this crunch time that we've seen,
Yep,
fourth
for sure,
quarter,
yeah.
making plays defensively and offensively. Kyle Sandler is at countless steals, blocks, and having that final steal to get fouled and give the Raiders the ball with 11 seconds left. That's a big deal. That's a huge deal, and he's been sticking his free throws, really doing his part in helping these Raiders make
Overland's going to take
this
it.
game exciting.
Overland's going to take it at the top court.
Number 13 driving hard to the right. Pass it
Yeah,
out,
pass it.
and it's stolen. Bad pass by number 13, stolen by Tavian Wilsey. Excellent job by Wilsey right there. He's fouled. He will go to the line.
Ryan, I've seen the Great Wall of China. I've seen the pyramids in Egypt. However, I have not seen such a great comeback as this.
Wilsey fails to convert the first free throw. So the game is still within 3 points. However, if he makes this next free throw, the game will be out of reach for Overland, unless, of course, they have a 4-point play. But I believe that will seal the deal for the Raiders. 4.9 seconds left. Going out. Alonzo Paul with the steal
That's
and
going to
the
be
buzzer.
the game.
And the layup. 50-44. Regis Jesuit Raiders over.
Unbelievable game
Overland.
here tonight. Regis trails Overland up until the fourth quarter. Comes back with 3 minutes left.
I would call this a storybook ending for the Raiders. What would you say, Charles?